My name is Luda Sebastian. I'm taking a speech therapy assistant class called SLP 212, section 20089. This lesson is intended for high school students who have speech difficulty, and this lesson is supposed to expand their expressive language. I'm going to use this wordless book called Deep in the Forest by Brenton Turkle. Before we get started on retelling the book, we're going to go over three sections or three charts. First is a section for questions that you might want to tell us about regarding the book. Who, where, when? Who are the characters? When was it? Where was it? What was the weather? What and why? What is he doing and why? What is he feeling and why? What is he thinking and why? What is happening and why? So you want to try and include as much information as you can when it's your turn telling your page. Here's a list of transition words, and this will help us to not always use the same word. This will help us to have different words to start new pages. Here are some idioms we're going to go over and hopefully apply them in our story. Okay. When I balance my checkbook, I'm in hot water with my husband. Time flies. Time flies when you're having fun. Knock your socks off. The other day I had such a delicious meal, it knocked my socks off. I avoided an accident by the skin of my teeth. Sometimes we can't change what happens, and so we have to just accept it and say, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes I'm so hungry, I could eat a horse. The children were wrestling and throwing the pillows around. They were really horsing around. So some of these could be used in our book, and we'll show those in a minute. Okay, I'm going to model for you a first page, and then you will also take turns and tell the story. One day, deep in the woods, a mother bear and her 3 cubs were trudging through all those golden leaves. 2 of them were wrestling. You might say they were horsing around. That's an idiom. And one of them was wondering what was it that he could smell coming from that cabin deep in the woods. First, the bear tried Papa Bear's morning food, and it was too hot. Then he tried Mama Bear's food. It was too cold. Finally, the baby bear tried the baby's bowl of food, and it was just right, and he gobbled it all up. Those were transition words we used. First, then, finally. On this page, you could say many things, but one of the things you could also say as an idiom is that the bear escaped by the skin of his teeth, because he almost got caught. Okay, it'll be your turn next from the next page. Ready? hope you enjoyed that lesson. Now let's talk about the teacher side of it. The reason I chose this book, it's a wordless book, so the children had to pull their own ideas, their own vocabulary to tell about the story. But it is very similar to Goldilocks and the Three Bears, so they have a point of reference from previous stories. I am showing them the questions that I could possibly use to help them to discuss the book more, to tell more about the book, and I gave them transition words so that they would not always be starting the next page with then. And I gave them some interesting idioms so that they would be able to try and include them in their story and apply them in a description of a picture or a page. I would need to use lots of praise. I would like to try and make sure that I increase the number of words that they use per utterance. I would correct their grammar. I would correct their pronunciation. I would try and again ask them more questions to evoke more vocabulary, more speech. I would try to be positive. I would give them stickers as rewards. For a child who is struggling, I would give them more basic questions than that. I would ask, who is on this page? What are they doing? What are they thinking? What could they be saying? What color is this or that? What do you think will happen next? For a student who is doing really well, I might ask them to summarize the story so far from the beginning. I might ask them to include an idiom on a specific page and to use transition words. I would try and ask them to use more adjectives, adverbs, and to increase their sentence length. For speech therapy, to develop expressive language, the Wordless Book is a good tool because the child has to remember all the vocabulary, their grammatical knowledge, and they get to be creative in telling what is happening in the sequence that they want every page. And to even make it more interesting, one could even tape them and then they could listen to their story that they created. My name is Luda Sebastian. I'm taking a speech therapy assistant class. I'm enjoying it, and thank you for watching the video.